Welcome to your yoga practice. Happy Thursday. It's July 24th. Today for our easy seat drop-in, maybe you want to grab a block and try something different. So if this doesn't work for your body, just stay any way that does. Otherwise, we could try putting a block under our seat, under our kind of tailbone. Nice. Welcome, folks. Good. And so this is a way that we can sit on our heels, but with a little less pressure on the knees. You could even do 2 blocks. So stacking 2 blocks on each other. Works best for my body to have them kind of going the narrow way. This way you're on a little bit of a perch. We won't be here too very long, so see how it feels for the next several breaths. You can always change things up if it's not good for you. And then you can bring your hands together at your heart. It's Anjali Mudra, our gesture of the month. And as we press our hands together in front of our hearts, let's lift our hearts to meet the thumbs. Soften the shoulders. See if you can create a little space in between your hands while still keeping them together, but just a little opening of possibility. And you can gaze down at that space between your hands. Breathing here as we look down into the space, it's also like we're offering ourselves a little bow, recognizing that you showed up for yourself, that you are here now. And then let's turn our attention to our breath, breathing in, letting it go. Breathing in, let the belly be soft and expand, and the ribs expand all the way up to the top of the chest, and then let it all go. Doing that again. Continuing to breathe, I'll read another statement on our theme of this week, Abhinivesha. It's essentially the profound fear of death and the innate desire to cling to life. Like other kleshas or hindrances, it arises from avidya, ignorance of our divine nature, specifically the mistaken belief that our physical form is our complete identity. Yoga techniques such as meditation and shavasana can aid in observing and overcoming this fear by cultivating a deeper connection to the spiritual self. Another breath here, softening what you can as you breathe out. And let's interlace our fingers, push the palms away from you, stretching through your hands. And then breathing, sweep your arms up, lean over to one side. Come back through center and then to the other. Sometimes these movements can stimulate a yawn. You can always just let those come through. Reach up through center and then move your hands back behind your head and lift your chest, big stretch. Now drop one elbow towards the side, lifting the other elbow up. Come back through center and go to the other side. Come back through center. Let's come to stand up on our knees. Stretch your hands up. If you need to release your hands, you can. Otherwise, keep them interlaced and press your palms up. Big stretch up and back. Press the hips forward. One more time, over to one side. Come through center and over to the other side. All right, release your arms down. If you are sitting on blocks, we can set those towards the top of the mat. And let's go ahead and come right into tabletop. When you get into tabletop, you can start moving through cow and cat. So inhaling to drop the belly down, exhaling to arch the spine up, keeping a little constriction in the throat so the breath is just barely audible, sounding like an ocean wave. And the next time you exhale from cat pose, you can press your hips back and down towards child's pose. And then return to cow. cat, child at your own pace. And when it feels right, go ahead and take a pause in child's pose. Maybe your forehead reaches the ground, or you could grab a block to place under your forehead and rock it side to side. Breathing. All right, let's go ahead and rise up to tabletop. Step or swing your right foot up to the top of the mat, whatever it takes to get there. I like to bring blocks under my hands today. I'm going to use them even on their highest setting. So we're kind of propping our torso up. Press your hips forwards and down. Lift your heart, maybe look up. Big breath in. And then as you exhale, straighten through the right leg, shifting the hips back, bowing forwards and down. So inhale into your low lunge, like a low crescent. Exhale, half splits. Inhaling, bending the right knee, pressing the hips forwards and down. Exhaling, straightening out the right knee, folding forward and down. Good. Keep going at your own pace. If that left knee needs a little more cushion, you can give it to yourself. We'll be here a few more breaths. Good. Then coming into your low lunge, let's walk our hands over to the left side. So we're pivoting on the left knee. And we'll come up to a low warrior two. Left knee grounded, right foot and knee. We can look over with our arms outstretched. And you might shift to the right, bending that right knee more, stretching the inner thigh muscles, and come out of it. Doing that a few times if it feels good. This is also super strengthening to the right thigh. Maybe you grab a block with your left hand and explore a reverse warrior here. Right arm reaching up and back, left hand supported on that block, or maybe you don't need it today. Maybe you bring your left fingertips all the way to the ground. Really stretch the right arm alongside your ear. Another breath. And then come back up to warrior two. Inhale here. Exhale, cartwheel your hands up to the top of the mat, carefully pivoting on that left knee, tucking the toes, step yourself back to plank pose. In plank, you can kind of take a mountain climber, like bending one knee and then the other. Stretching out your calf muscles. And then eventually lift your hips to downward facing dog. You could step your feet out wider, pressing your chest towards your thighs, then maybe swaying your hips slowly side to side. You might shake out your head. And then when you're ready, come back down to tabletop. For a little more space in your body, you can go ahead and put your hands on blocks now and then step the left foot forward. Nice. Coming into your low lunge, left foot in front. Bend into your left knee a little more, pushing your hips forwards and down, lifting your heart, maybe looking up. Breathing and then straightening through the left leg, folding forward and down. Move with your breath. When your attention starts to pull away, just come right back. What's here now? Another cycle of breath or so. Good. Coming into your low crescent lunge, then we'll walk our hands over to the right side, pivoting carefully on your right knee, bringing that foot back behind you. Cartwheel your arms up, low warrior two on the other side. Arms outstretched, looking over your left fingertips, and then you could bend into that left knee more and back out of it. Only doing that if it seems reasonable to your body. Kind of looks like some interesting angles. As you bend the left knee, then to back out of it, we're really pushing into the left foot. Feel the strength of your leg. Even if it's difficult, if you're doing it at all, even in the smallest way, acknowledge the strength you have there. All right, then come up to warrior two, lift your chest. If you want, you could grab a block with your right hand, move it out to your right side. Inhale, flip the left palm up, find your reverse low warrior. Really stretch that left arm up, maybe bend into your left knee a little more. Another slow, full breath in. And exhale, we'll come back up to our warrior two for an inhale. Next, exhale, carefully cartwheel the hands to the top of the mat, carefully pivoting on that right knee. We can get the blocks out of our way, and then step ourselves back to plank pose. And again, we could bend one knee and then the other, maybe even gently tapping it down to the mat. Pushing through your heels for a good calf stretch. Engage your core. You've got this. One more breath. And let's take downward facing dog, just a couple breaths. Maybe bring the feet wider, let the head get heavy. Follow the breath all the way in. And back out. Then let's come to tabletop. You could keep your toes tucked or untucked, but then come to stand up on your knees. Sweep your arms up. Press your hips forward, stretching. And exhale, fold down, untucking the toes. Find your child's pose. A few breaths here. From your child's pose, rise back up to tabletop and then downward facing dog. Come up high on your toes and tiptoe or hop yourself up to the top of the mat, forward fold. Good. On your inhale, lift up halfway, sweeping the arms back in space, shoulder blades hugging together, look ahead. Exhale, fold down. Let's do that 2 more times. Engage your glutes, push your feet into the ground. Inhale, lift up halfway. Extend through the spine, looking ahead. Exhale, lower down. 1 more time. And lower down. Next inhale, rise all the way up. Give yourself a full body stretch. As you come to the top, maybe you come up to your toes. Reach up as high as you can, reaching up so energetically, maybe you feel a stretch in your belly. And then feet on the earth, arms down by your sides. Take a couple breaths. I'll try to have Trudy cut her bath short. Hey, girlfriend, can you wait just a little bit? Thank you. Sorry, I'm unmiked today, so you might hear more dog noises. All right, on an inhale, let's reach out and up. Exhale, folding down. Hands can land on blocks or the ground. We'll step the right foot straight back in space. Shimmy the left foot out to the edge of the mat. So we're coming into our lizard pose. There are so many variations to this pose. If you already know your favorite one, go for it. Otherwise, I'll kind of rattle through lots of the options. So you can stay just as you are, hands grounded, right knee lifted. You could also lower down to your forearms. One or both, left arm on the inside of the left leg. You could also roll to the pinky side edge of your left foot. You could also drop your right knee. You could also bend your right knee. And another option is to take a twist, sweeping the left arm back in space, maybe catching the right foot. Options galore. Sometimes so many options we don't know what to choose. Sometimes it feels liberating to have those options. So just notice what's true for you. And then notice what sensations you feel, especially around your hips, your thighs, your low back. All right, couple more breaths here. Okay, let's bring ourselves out of this lizard pose and come into downward facing dog to kind of wash it out. Today I'm going to keep my hands on blocks in down dog. I know for some of us our mats slide too much, but if you ever wanted to give it a try, it can be a nice little perspective shift, lifting us up by a few inches. If you want to flow through chaturanga, you don't have to, but you could join me inhaling forward on your into plank and then on your toes. Exhale, bend your elbows, untuck the toes. Inhale, straightening the arms, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good, then let's step our right foot to the top of the mat. Step the left foot back. Bring the right arm on the inside of the right leg, shimmying the right foot out to the edge of the mat. So here we are entering lizard pose on the other side. I'd suggest doing something really similar to what you did on the first side, but we're not symmetrical bones in our bodies, so you can just adjust as needed. So again, you could lower down to one or both forearms. You could roll to the pinky side edge of your right foot. You could drop your left knee. You could bend your left knee. And you could sweep your right arm back in space, taking a twist, reaching for your left foot. It's no stress, no worries whether we catch that foot or not. And then give yourself some slow, full breaths. If where you've landed is just excruciating and you can't focus on your breath, you might just come out of it to the degree that allows you to refocus on the breath. Good. Give yourself another slow and steady inhale. Letting it go. Then we'll start to unwind out of where we've been and make our way to downward facing dog. When you get there, maybe sway the hips. Let the head hang heavy. And now we'll take a wide-legged stance, so you can step yourself to the center of your mat, turn to whichever edge you like, and bring your feet out wide. If you have blocks, you could grab them and see if you can bring your shoulders onto the blocks. So you might have to wiggle your feet out farther. This won't work for everyone, but you can give it a try and see if it works for you. So when my shoulders are on the blocks, my head is just very lightly also on the ground, but I don't feel like I'm compressing my spine. If it's working for you, you can stay there. If it seems like more hassle than it is benefit, you can move the blocks out of the way. We'll hang heavy and wide leg forward fold, another couple breaths. From your wide-legged fold, let's plant our hands on the ground, then bring the left hand right under your nose on the ground. Bring the right hand to your low back and twist your heart open to the right. Maybe you reach your right arm up. Maybe you bend into your left knee and really pull that right arm back in space. And then bend into your right knee. So we're switching legs side to side, bending into the left and the right. One more time, each side. And then set the right hand down, forward fold. Hang heavy for a breath. Try to let the spine decompress. Good, then we'll lift up halfway. Right hand staying grounded, left hand to your low back. Twist open to the left. You could stay here or reach your left arm up. And try bending your right knee. Really pull that left arm back in space. And then straighten the right leg, bend the left. And then try going side to side a couple more times. And come back to center, release. Hang heavy, forward fold. You can stay here, or if squat pose feels good to you, heel toe your feet in closer, ending with the heels pointed in, toes and knees pointed out, and sink your hips down into Malasana garland pose. You could shift side to side. About 3 slow breaths, whether you're in wide leg forward fold or squat. All right, from wherever you've been, let's go ahead and come to a regular forward fold at the top of our mats. On an inhale, rise all the way up, taking your time getting there, stretching to the sky. Press the hips forward as you stretch the arms up and back. And exhale, hands to your heart, feet are rooting into the ground. Inhale, sweep the arms out wide. Exhale, fold forward and down, hands touching the ground. Step the right foot back and out, setting up for warrior one. Inhale, rise up, stretch up. Exhale, hinge forward, sweep your arms back and down. Inhale, rising up, warrior one. Exhale, folding forward and down, Dekasana. One more time. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, hinging down. Stay here as you breathe. An option to step into your left leg, stretching the right leg back. Hug the shoulder blades towards the spine. Warrior three. Stay for another breath or play for another breath. Nice. Good. Let's return to our warrior one, reaching the arms up. Big breath in. Straighten your left leg. Exhale, hinge forward and down into pyramid pose. As you come into pyramid, try to let the head get heavy. You can always put a little softness in your knees. As long as you're feeling sensation in the backs of the legs, we can call that a stretch. We don't have to force the legs straight. It might look pretty, but it's not pretty if we get a strain. All right, another breath here. And then hands to the ground, step yourself back to plank pose for an inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. Then right away, let's tiptoe ourselves up to the top of the mat. Inhale, rise all the way up. Take your time, meeting me where we are. Exhale, hands at your heart and take a breath. Notice the effects of this practice. Maybe the heart's beating more. Maybe the breath is moving differently. Feeling the aliveness we have right now. Feeling the feet connected to the ground. And inhale, stretch out and up. Exhale, fold forward and down. Hands touch the ground, left foot steps back and out, set up for warrior one. Then as you're ready, inhale, rise up, Virabhadrasana one. Really stretch up, bending into your right knee. Another inhale, and as you exhale, hinge forward, sweeping the arms forwards, down, back. Inhale, warrior one. Right gluteal muscles powering you through this. Exhale, hinge forward and down. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, fold down. Keep breathing here or try stepping into your right leg. See if you can stretch the left leg back in space. Stretch your arms back so our back muscles are working. Maybe even look ahead. Another slow breath. Excellent. Left foot to the ground. Find your warrior one. Big breath in. Exhale, hands all the way down to the ground. Step yourself into plank pose for one inhale. Downward facing dog for the exhale. Stay for a breath. Then let's drop the knees. Bring them out wide. Bring the big toes together. Press your hips back. Find child's pose. Taking another breath in child's pose. And then walking your hands towards your knees, so sitting up, moving your hands back in space. Press your hips forwards and up, so taking a little back bend here. Press the hips forward. Big breath in. And release. Let's go ahead and swing our legs around in front of us. Wonderful. And come onto your spine. When you get there, stretch your arms and legs long. Exhale, hug your right knee in towards your chest. Drop it out to the right side, and then all the way up and over to the left side. Breathe and then come back through center. There is the biggest daddy long legs I've ever seen on the curtain, but we'll leave him here. Okay, stretch really long. And then bring your left knee in towards your chest. Drop your left leg out to the left side. And then bring it up and over to the right side. Give yourself a twist. And then come back through center, stretching your arms and legs long. I think this daddy long leg does not have a fear of death because there's a cat about 2 feet away from him and he does not even seem to mind. Okay, having a stretch, admiring the fearlessness of the insect kingdom, and then we can stretch our arms and legs long. Maybe give yourself a little more space than usual. So bring the arms out a little ways away from the body. Bring the legs as wide as the mat. Let the back of your head get heavy on the ground. Good. Breathe and rest here. Abhinivesha is essentially the profound fear of death and the innate desire to cling to life. Like other kleshas, it arises from ignorance, specifically the mistaken belief that our physical form is our complete identity. Breathing in, breath. Breathing out. If you have the time and you need to give yourself a little more rest, go for it. To close at the 30-minute mark, though, you're welcome to go ahead and join me in an easy seat. Sitting up tall, bringing your hands together at your heart. Again, offering yourself a bow, an acknowledgement that you showed up for yourself, an acknowledgement that we are here right now. And for one Om, we could take a big breath in. Deep bow of gratitude. Thank you for sharing your time and efforts. I hope to see you tomorrow.